So I'm on the Port Morant Fishing Bay right now where they having a meeting with members of the Coast Guard, the Marine Division, Fisheries. They having some problems with the they're saying that when them set them pot out in the sea, the Coast Guard drive through or sail through and cut off the line or the rope off the pot. Right? So they're having a problem with that also. So you'll be hearing from some of the fishermen some of the problem that they're facing as it relates to the marine police and the coast guard and them out in the water. Right? So I'm here now by the fishing bay in Port Morant, down by Seaside, Port Morant Seaside in St. Thomas. So that's the harbour, and so you can zoom in. So that's the Coast Guard base over there. So that's the Coast Guard base over there, where the JDF Coast Guard and the Marine Police Station. So I'm not sure if in the harbour it happened or out in the deep sea, but they will explain what really happened out in the deep.
I am Ronaldo, someone compliance officer from the National Fisheries Authority. Today, my colleague with me, my supervisor, Mr. Damon Francis, members from the Marine Police, Sergeant N. Harrison, and Corporal Warren, as well as members from the JDF Lieutenant Omar Brown, and Lieutenant Omar Brown. So, the main purpose of this forum today is to allow a session where we can have a discussion as to the problems with what you are facing out at sea. Whether it is with different conditions out there, which is the NFA, which is the Marine Police, or the JDF Coast Guard. We want to hear your concerns in a peaceful forum so that we can have a discussion to see if we can find solutions to the problems. Now, I have Christian beliefs, so I believe that we could start this with a word of prayer. Just we can start on a good level. So, if you give us some reverence. So, Father God, I'll come to you today as we're about to start this meeting, so that we can have a peaceful discussion and find amicable solutions so that we can move forward and have more success in the fishing sector and have peaceful lives out at sea. We understand that sea is dangerous enough with different weather conditions, different marine animals that can disrupt the situation out there while we're conducting our work as fishers, as JDF, Coast Guard, and as Marine Police, as well as fisheries officers. So Lord, we hope that we can come to peaceful agreements today and not have any extreme disagreements. I hope we can come to a peaceful end. In the name I pray, oh Lord, Amen.
Amen.
Alright, so we can start up discussions to hear your concerns. Can you speak freely?
All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Before we start about the pot and the thing, then I would like to ask what this
Receipt.
yeah. What is that? The receipt.
Yes.
All right. I have some lots out at sea. I leave them out there, and next CD I go back. Somebody draw the pot, take out the lobster, and leave me doorway there, whoop it. Leave the pot doorway, whoop it. Take out the pot, I will bring it overboard. Mr. Aston was the officer who come out to me, and when I start explaining to him what happened with me asking for the license, I tell him I don't have the license, but I have the receipt. The license also have the receipt. So that not valid, and because of that, he never take the report from me.
Alright. So, as the Fisheries Act stated that the Fisheries Act doesn't speak to a receipt, it speaks to the fishing license.
So why?
So,
Yes, thanks.
so the receipt shows that you're following protocol and you made steps to get a license,
Right,
which we appreciate.
Right.
However, the fishing license is what grants you the entitlement to take from the sea.
But whenever it's up and you go and renew,
Yes.
this is what stand, this is what you get.
Yes, this is what you get.
So because I may never have the license, him refuse from take a statement from me.
How long? Well, can I just get
I don't quite remember, but now is the time where I can really mention it.
As really and truly, is the license that
Yes,
gives you that.
but remember, when your license up and you go to renew the license, this is what you get. So it's supposed to stand for you.
And it take a time before
And
you
it
get
take
the
a time
license.
before you get the license. Sometimes you don't me run a here and don't get the license.
So, alright. This was an issue with the NFA before. Now we're making steps in a situation where we can get out the license in a much quicker manner. That's why we have the substation with Jody here, so that when it got the license, we can get it back. And we also have different systems coming in place now to increase efficiency in fishers getting back the license.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I turn up over there, my license up. I go and I renew the license. This shows that I renew the license. And because I don't have the license, you refuse to take a report from me.
And you know, say you're a
And
fisherman
you
and you have
know
the
me,
license. So that
me are not just yesterday fisherman.
Question though, visit the base.
I bring the pot on the boat over there. I go over there with the pot.
Can you recall how long that?
No, really, I remember. Just the first time I get the chance now to really talk. I mentioned.
To answer the question, the receipt, right? If you go for a driver's license, you get a receipt to drive it for some time, right? When you go to renew license, you get a receipt to drive it. Why that receipt is not valid? And it is not the fisherman's fault why you know get back the license same time, right? I think that should be valid.
because the car one valid.
Right,
You get that
right,
receipt.
right.
So it don't make no sense.
Three months. We
Right.
run a year. We run a
Yeah,
year.
so that it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that, right? It shouldn't be like that.
And then the next thing again, them say Mr. Ian say, the license them a pack up in there and we not come for them. I write here some of them. And every week we buy gas. Jody, as long as you don't even have to ask Jody if a license come. She tell us that the license is there. So why would I refuse from collect the license? So come on.
Quick question though from the fisher folk. How long that is valid for?
That's this.
Yeah, you get a receipt. For example, the license valid for you, right? You get a receipt in the industry. Work. How long that is valid for? Discussion is coming for you.
But it stand until you get your license.
No, you can't valid until you get a license.
So what you going to do? So what you going to do? Leave a pack them out and see and them mash up?
When we renew the license, if I saw, if we get
The license, the same day.
Then if I saw it go. If we get the receipt and we are going to see 1 month and we not on license, 1 month or 2.
Remember you pay your money, you know, to real license. So what you going to do?
What should have happened?
Yeah.
When you give you a receipt,
Right.
you should have a date when to come and pick up the license.
Well, they don't carry.
It doesn't, because the driver's license and other license
yeah.
would have given a time
Right,
to
right,
come
right.
back to pick up the original license that don't have it. So if you know if your license might be available, but you have the receipt and you walk up and down and you
No, well, we don't
carry
want.
on with everything, and
saying-
you say, all right.
Mr. Jens, I'm a point thing because you can tell her, I check Cody right now. Maybe 15 or 20
Yes.
licenses are
And the
there.
license
But
then
what
it will
about
expire.
me? What about me? We're fishing this beach. Where every week we have to buy gas here. Why me I refuse to collect my license?
Jody always
You
call us
understand?
when the
Yes.
license ready.
Yes, she can't. She make sure tell you it is there. But what about when you don't get it? What we going to stay here and the fish part them match up out
I'll
and-
think about just say that you're rectifying that situation.
Yes,
No.
yes, but we still have to explain the difficulty what we are faced. Because it's a big issue. That was a big issue with me and that officer. And because of that, me and him don't have a good relationship.
I understand. And then again, you might have the receipt, then you go see my last, my went up.
That's why, look at it.
No man, I see your one, and you take time off to do that. But some person not gonna do that. And I believe in terms of the fishing industry now need to start out this
Right.
in terms of the license and the receipt by certain time.
Right.
Might be ready now. So how long it normally take?
You got this license?
After
No, I
the
don't get it yet.
after the receipt, it typically takes a 2-week turnaround. But the problem is that it is processed at the office. So it gets at the office. Once it's through at the office, it
Alright.
comes back to the substation. So what I do is we practice discretion.
Yeah.
Is usually we give as officers we understand the situation. I give certain amount of time, for example, maybe a month. But it's up to each individual officer to understand
Right.
the situation that takes place. In your case, I understand that this is a very recent receipt, but I would be able to say that that license is probably ready now and probably in transit to come here.
Right.
So it is unfortunate that this is a situation where would have been discretion would have come into place. You know,
They've never
unfortunately.
used it.
So what we'd have to do, we would have to discuss again with our superiors in terms of
They've never used it. And then secondly, you see after we have that problem, we done a prospect, make a morning set, and I take up the net. And then come down there with the marine boat. And he marks the papers.
That same officer?
Yes. And I said to him, give me a little time because I can't leave the net. I don't have a diver in the boat. A blind set to make. And if you leave the boat and the boat breeze blow over the boat, we can get a bad fast when we have to cut off the net. Him come and him turn the boat cross way. That's when I draw my boat, I go lick up in the marine boat. Shorty, you wanna hold it in the boat to do it. So it's like from that, you see a problem is right here with him. So I make sure I mention it.
on the point with the license, there's a recommendation that we have in the sense that once you see that a month is coming before that your license will expire,
Right.
you start the process.
We do that. We personal do that.
No man, like
So
repeat
if it
Yeah,
expires
it's
in
personal.
April,
the first receipt.
Yeah. We personal do that. We don't wait for the day when it's about.
Because you see,
We do that. But
not every officer is going to have the same leniency
Right.
because different people. So I don't think the license will be valid for a year. And after 3 months or 6 months, some officers are going to give a problem. The same license, the same receipt.
Right.
Receipt.
But it's not what I'm saying. Still not my fault. Another fisherman fault.
So that can't be.
Can't be the fisherman fault, you know.
Yes, we pay for things.
Because you can see the day when this one start out, you know. You can see the day. So it's our fault. And what I'm saying, you should use your discretion because remember, you know, me lose something and I'm going to make a report. And just because of that, you don't take the report, you don't make the report with me. So suppose me go out and see after that and go catch a man out and see and act on it. You're going to get me wrong right there. So I can't say me go it up and I'm going to make a report. You never see it.
so this is what we're
Them license. But what if I didn't say so? Nobody.
Yeah, but we are saying that if you have the receipt for 6 months, you don't get the license yet. Only tell you the discretion whether or not. What are you?
Officer, that we all. But sometimes if you
We run a year and not get the license, you know. We finish a year and don't get the license right here. And don't get it. But we always tell ourselves that once we have the receipt, it stands for us until that incident.
But that's what thing you do, officer. If you have the old license, and the receipt, that's fair thing, you know. Just show the officer the old license. Actually, the receipt say receipt, so the old license automatically shows the license. One person at a time, you know. Problem. One person.
you are in problem.
You are in problem with the law. So
You're in breach.
That's simple to say that if you pay for your license and you don't get it, you can wait till you get it before you work.
That is
Okay, so
if you're sticking to the letter of the law,
if it take
that's all
you
right.
guys 1 year, 1 month,
Yeah, man, no problem. That's supposed to happen, you know.
we have to hear.
Consider this.
We have to hear.
You set the pot and you beat the pot. And you know, we do it today and the next 2 days we're supposed to go dry. Sometimes the 2 days where you go to dry, cut and mash it up.
So
you license and you not get the license. And you're going to leave your part when you go to see the thousands of dollars with a partnership. No, that wouldn't fear to us. That wouldn't fear to us.
We're asking
No, I'm asking them, where they go money there? If we want to go to sea, go do a fishing, we're all livelihood. And you take our money, so we're going to get license for that. And we can't go. We get a receipt. We wait 1 month, we don't get no license. We wait 2. Yeah, that's from my experience, because we wait over a year before we get my ID. Over 1 year before we get my ID. So, more ask. The 1 month we're going to stay alive. What drinks are out there, we can't eat. What we're supposed to do.
This is why I made the recommendation before. So before the license expires, hold on.
Yes,
Before the license expires,
before I said what I said.
however, if it is a situation where you realize that 2 weeks to a month have passed and you haven't got your license, that is when you come to the office and make a report.
Yes, but we do that all the while and we will continue getting.
Come here and ask,
come
sorry.
from town, come downtown, it's coming
You
from
come
town.
in.
It's coming from
Yes,
town.
come in.
That's all we hear. 2 weeks, them say 2 weeks it's coming. It's coming 2 weeks. I go there to report all the while to show
The whole fact of the matter is since you people come here, we kind of see a difference, you know. It's since you people come here, we see a little difference, you know. I tell you the truth. You people must see a push a effort. So I would just see a little difference. Because I tell them I run a year and the lights up and I don't get it.
I will pay for it. That's the problem we want to ask and why when you get a receipt we don't value.
This is why I mentioned
get a
before.
receipt? We don't value it because if we get the receipt for the lights, but we don't.
We are going to see. We say we're straight. So we are going to see.
We're vote there.
This is why I
And our
mentioned
livelihood, so that's the question we'll ask if we don't get the license, we can't go and see if you have money. But what should we do?
So this is why I
We
mentioned
report it every day for the month. We still ain't going to see if we go to the officers of a law. So what we're supposed to do?
So this is what I mentioned before, that the National Fisheries Authority is a new body that came into place in 2020, was established in 2021, that replaced the Fisheries Division. Under the NFA, this is I think the third or fourth year of the NFA and the expansion of staff to fill the different roles to increase efficiency. So that's why I can realize that there is a change now. So we are putting in the effort to increase or shorten the time that it takes for you to get a license. Because what I would want to ask is, have you seen increase in efficiency in getting the license in the past year or two? Are you still having issues from
the last one before now, we get it early.
Exactly.
We get the
So
last one before now.
so I know that these are issues that have been happening from a long time ago. So that's why we're making, so understand the plight that we face. That's why we're increasing our efforts into getting the licenses in a shorter period of time. It's really unfortunate that you ended up in that situation.
Right.
So considering how recent.
Question again. So could you guys make it affordable to the officers that we receive valid?
As you said,
What if a period?
so this is the reason I mentioned before. But there are two things that I mentioned. We're recommending you to apply for the license early. Can we hear that? Within the month.
Yeah.
And as well as there's a come with it. That's what I'm saying. We're also using our officers as give our discretion about a month after.
How long?
We do it earlier than a month before. Because
How long will I do it?
you see
So the usual
sometimes
turnaround time
if you
is
don't
2 weeks to a month.
check on the date, you know, you will run off, you know, and it expire and you don't know when you always have to check it. So just because me see the problem, we just deal with it.
and ask how long they will tell you that you come in office to do your license. They usually tell you come back in 2 weeks. Come back in 2 weeks to a month. That is the turnaround time for the license. So if you apply within the month or a month prior to the license expiring, you will get it. More than likely, you will get it before your license expires. That is why we're making this recommendation now, because you're putting in the effort to shorten the time that you get your license.
Oh, me have a driver's license or a driver's license. And you're going to pay them. You get a competent. If you want an officer know that you have a license and force, find an officer risk. So why the officer risk?
So what you're looking at it now, you know, the difference in legislations. So you have the Fisheries Act of 2018, I have the Road Traffic Act. These different legislations might have difference in how they deal with the license.
And out of sea, I will live in. Out of sea, I will live in. So discretion I have to use because I will live in out there.
Understand? That's
You spend thousands of dollars to put the rigs out there. But it's hard for we sit on the land and not get the license and I go there.
Make the people them know, say, some of the soldiers them, some of the police them use them discussion.
yes.
Some of them use them discussion.
We never, no man, we don't say that. Until now, we never said them use them discussion.
Show them that, you understand?
Me on the mention the one officer will give me problem.
You understand?
One officer give me problem and we mention him name.
So the best, what really
Me want to say all of them. Because you have officer will come out there and you must ask for your license because you check out 2 days before or the week before and know say him just come and make a check on the boat and him gone. Him not have to ask for the license. That a discussion because him know you're up to date and him done make a report. From last week him see you say your papers up to date. Him want to make a check to see if anything illegal in the boat and him gone. You don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, man, for real. The discussion make sense.
We want to make it. We use them post and we use the police.
Yeah.
But outside police, we not for this right now, you right? You don't like get understand it by now and the next 6 months. This thing can use.
Yeah.
As I always mention, the receipt is not a license.
But you have to go with
Well, I don't give me a stick up in. Stick up in 1 minute.
One at a time.
Understand that part. Well, a minute. You know, so me get pulled over out there. I man scam overboarding. And me go overboarding and say my papers are not right. Although me have my receipt. 2 man in high board plea. We got a court, 2 man plea guilty with exclamation. And the man reports that the boat turn over and he lost him paper. Then report it, and he still get charged at 20,000. Me plea not guilty. My court put off and call up back. Mr. Ellis, what do you plea again? That's the clerk of court. Your Honor, this man did plea not guilty. What him plea now? Not guilty, seeing where come still have my receipt. I've shown the clerk of court the receipt. The clerk of court show it to the judge. The clerk of court said to the policeman, say, why you bring the man here? Me, Your Honor, and then scratches. So Your Honor turn to him and say, Your Honor, what? I am asking you why you bring the man here. The man have him receipt, him have him business out there, him have to go. So, Mr. Ellis, you have to go to see go once you have your receipt. Your receipt is valued until you get the original. So as long as you don't get the original, that's what the judge tell me and the police, This man know the police. I don't quite remember my name, another year now. You have to go because you spend your money on your business out there. You may go, Mr. Ellis, step down. Come back here, Mr. Ellis. Me know my mind, I say, what the hell is this now? You see, you must check the office for your original paper. I say, Your Honor, the office in my bedroom. That meaning to say, I close by me the office there. Up to this morning before I come to court, me check it. You may go. The officer outside say, give me something out of where you know, give Judge. Me give him $2,000. $2,000 they give him. I never must give me no. And me and him become an excellent friend. And give me a life jacket, brother. So, one was saying now about the receipt not relevant. That's not our fault. And I will continue plead not guilty until the day I'm dead once me have the receipt. I don't feel fault. Make me go work it out of the court. That's what the judge tell me, Abel Donovan Ellis. That's what the judge tell me. So when you see me out there with my receipt and you pull me over and me show you not guilty, can me go to court? Let me tell the judge and show the judge my original car. Me can't go in the office to do it myself. You catch me? So me have to go to court with it. So make them call up Fisheries Authority and ask them what is happening to Mr. Hemmings' paper, what is happening, license receipt. Don't ask me, I don't work at the office, me pay for it. Yeah. Here is the receipt.
Remember, then the service at Ian said it don't stand. The receipt don't stand.
The judge tell me that in front of the officer will bring me over there.
A couple of weeks ago, the MP office to our meeting.
That is nonsense.
Why you give with this when you pay the money?
You just come, right?
Yeah, man.
Why you give with this when you pay the money? Because as long as the money pay, I will get this. This shows this stance will legal.
Yeah, but
How long, tell them how long the receipt stand for? Receipt itself. The thing about the receipt was not at time stamp. As we
No
mentioned,
expired date, not the panel.
no,
No,
the receipt.
can't expire.
Let me so speaking from the Fisheries Act of 2018, which governs this, that is the legislation that governs fishers, industrial fishers, even us as fisheries inspectors, how we perform our duties on this. The Fisheries Act does not speak to a receipt. The Fisheries Act speaks to a license. It speaks to a prescribed license. It speaks
That
to...
is nonsense. Hold on, man.
Hold on.
I want to say something.
Nonsense. You come here. Nonsense.
Hold on. You come here and repair
Nonsense.
you get the license. It takes months.
weeks, years.
It takes months.
That is correct.
May the receipt.
I have the receipt.
Don't. Right?
Right?
So the receipt, the purpose of the receipt is the same thing when you buy something.
No, hold on. No. I want you to do something about this thing. We can stay out here for 2-3 months and don't get the license. I don't get repaired. Why we should don't handle this thing properly? I always renew my thing months before it is due. And you can't get the thing out. So where you go? You have to stay up and see for 3-4 months.
When you things out there perish and your family
You
and
do that.
disappear.
So you people are supposed to see that when we can repair money, we get the thing as quick as possible. That we don't have no interaction with the police or the soldiers.
You wait in a 7 years time, then if I even know money about the
Why don't have this receipt and limited license? This can be used. Listen. Alright, listen. I think the receipt should be valid. If you go see with the receipt, the officer is supposed to give you a chance to fish because you cannot get the receipt if you're licensed same time, right? The receipt should be valid whenever you're going to the sea, right? And I think you should go back to your office and get the right information and come present it to the fisher people.
Exactly. Because this is nonsense, bullshit.
Yeah.
So
right?
that's
That's not right.
officers then whether you hear that or not.
Right?
The
That's
thing
not
them a
right.
got no mercy upon we
You're
out there.
supposed to go back
We up, see
and get the
we
right
up.
information and come back to the fisher
That's
people.
my biggest problem.
Okay, guys.
They don't go and hear about the receipt no value. No receipt no value.
I'm on the floor. I don't know if I was introduced before, but I'm Miss Leslie. I'm the compliance officer for St. Thomas, right? Okay. So what I'm getting from this is that you guys want the receipt to be able to use until
we get the right.
And you guys are
That's what we
also
need.
asking for the license to be returned at an earlier date.
Yes.
Okay. We just want to get.
Thank you, ma'am. That's appreciated. That's what we want to do.
Why is it so long?
That is over one.
Why take so long for you to get the license?
1 year.
This is my next problem.
Sometime over 1 year, sometime I when me renewing again before me get one. Yeah. And if you carry your paper out, them and not tell your paper not valid. So I'm gonna drive with my driver license.
This is my problem now. The Coast Guard come, not the soldiers, not a see rough and see can not pull you over. See rough, then when you come against them boat, last time, see the second day, the Coast Guard the car engine and this, you know. The one when you come and see, you get one something you can stretch it down basket, we put the papers them in there and look on it and stretch it and go back. We don't want to see, you can come and lick over and somebody get drowned or something. Yeah, and the car be angry. And we don't get nothing for it. We don't get nothing for it.
The problem here with them, I find with them.
FBI wants to ride and come.
Yeah.
So
You
damage
get
is
something,
not
you
the light
stretch it
of
like a basket, like a dipper. We put something in there, look and you stretch it back and go. We don't want no problem out the boat, look and say somebody drown.
The soldier them deal with me good boy police, you know, no manners. Police they won't call that bad one, call out this bad boy.
At the same time, the police and the soldiers still need to see where you're in the boat.
Yeah.
How you run it?
Huh?
You can't go close. No, you can't go close, so you don't have to tell you
Yeah.
the boat. You know?
Yeah.
You can't go close.
Yeah.
A member can step over in the boat,
Yeah.
you know, you ease off back
Yeah.
from that boat, you know.
Yeah, man.
But when you're tired, when you're tired,
Not type for you.
when you're tired,
Not type for you.
no man, I tie with tight. No man, I tie with tight. I tie with tight. Don't it? No, honestly, I tie with tight. No, me not say this is you whatsoever. Me not tell you, we have a kind of lie, you know, one of bad name.
Yeah, but you see jump.
But I'm saying you can go close and even a member step over and you move away from the boat till you're ready to put him on back.
But for tire and pan it, sometimes it's risky. Because the swelling I see.
Anytime you go alongside and give them the documents. I'm going to draw me back then, brother. I'm going to process it till me come back.
I'm going to go alongside again and give them documents.
Yeah, man, me give them the bucket and everything. Just not that show nothing, I take or nothing.
All right. You don't want too much I for you.
I'm going to work.
The issue now is the fish pot them out of sea.
That's the younger problem I have with them. Right in front of me, I hide the soldier.
You keep here already with member from the Coast Guard, member from Marine Police, member from Fisheries. And you see the week after, it's like we turn on a whipping away back.
Yes, man. When you're right,
like
man,
I'm revenge.
Them a draw your garbage.
Right now, sometimes you look at like 3 soldier boat out there race, and I ride through with Patsy. Right through. Me know one special officer over there, so we have caution power. I don't know his name, but I know one special officer, a soldier, we have caution power. Me sure, me know one. But brother, sometimes we out to see like a race, the 3 boat a race. The marine boat, we can tell you, a chuckle come through. Me not give them no fight with that.
That's true.
But the courtyard boat pull up on me. The courtyard boat pull up on me. And you see when them sail off back, this man boy, fat boy, we see float up.
Boy, do you want me to say,
this man boy, float up.
You see next thing, excuse me.
I'm come in. I see boat down there, so when the man turn from me, see me heart him. You have to see man say, go away.
Yeah, man.
And come like a come cross, come cross me.
Right in the party. And when you tell them, come like a disrespect,
I draw them and go draw your garbage. Brother, I work about over there, some of them.
Alright.
Person of interest.
What are we out here? What are we outside here? Right? And the same way how we all mark and can travel if you not travel in our party. If you not traveling, I pack them day or night. I feel any experience, man, where I kept my boat out here can do the same thing. Don't use powers against me. Because right now, it's coming like a powers I use against me. Because in my face, week before last, me I draw a pot like this. And the Coast Guard passed me just out of the tree there, so when they pat them there. Full tilt I go with there. And then wheel it and lean it and look for where you come like a mackie.
The man just processed the paper and talk to me.
That's what the man go right now. They don't want out to see. That's what I come from the sea. They take it sharp crowd and stuff. So everything is such a far from them.
They might travel way up on the inside.
And when you in glass
like to see a boat
no man
inside
the up by forward for look over for see. And the boat bows stay so. How the hell you going to see what they are front of you? You cannot see. Right, the man just come process my paper, brother, and I show and say, pop. Yeah. And me get back, me say, float up, I do something when pop up. I mean, God. Because when they animal, they touch anything, you know. If I even wire, they don't feel it.
Honestly, when I give them no fight, then deal with me with respect.
Yes.
When them come my way, we get deal with you with respect. But with the pot situation, whether it's rough, you're going to see you lose 2 pots, you're going to see you lose 3 pots, you're going to see you lose. What we are going to fear after?
Then something that give me belly working all I see.
Pick the figure at school, everything.
Fool. You think I joke me, my brother?
We do it already now. We meeting like this and we are ready. And you see a week after, we are telling brother, we feel it. And I would like this time after this one, close it up again.
Hold it for them.
That's why
we are suffering down here, man. We are suffering with the Coast Guard and the family. Them have to do drive further and see what type of set. That's all it takes.
We carry narrows, bang, at Jamaica. We have narrow. Why you do 3 miles out, that's how deep you're there. Come on.
Let's see a
3 miles. 1 mile, man. 1 mile.
If you see a 1 boat, you want to check it. Take time and go check the 1 boat and take time and go to when you reach back out of the party. You can't push your truck and go on. You can't come in and full thing. Sometimes when you come in and then try to stop, then come. I believe about 2 months ago, then stop the soldier boat, stop up in my boat. That, honestly, I'm afraid to make all bad what me start tell them. Yeah, because the speed when man come out and the man stop the boat, go slam up in my boat. That's not supposed to happen.
We're going to talk to another person.
It's not supposed to happen. Slam up in my boat. It's not supposed to happen.
This morning, I hear the concern. This was brought to my attention some weeks ago. One meeting. Right, so the issue was brought to my attention 2 weeks ago. I've made some active steps to brief the crews, the officers down there, and officers operating on the vessels, and just how sensitive the nature of it is. You said, what's your name?
Hemmings.
Sir Hemmings. In regards to the license, right? You said you would not intentionally not renew the license, or you would not go to sea illegally.
Right.
And I can say the same for my crew, my officers who are operating my boats. It's not intentional that we are destroying the fish boats. If you have circumstances or situations where you see fit that they are taking a set on you, anybody here, I want you to personally make reports. We're outstationed at Bowden. We always have an officer there. So going forward, what I can advise is that in these situations, if you feel like you're being unfairly treated, feel like you're being targeted, I want you to take it up into your hands, make reports.
May I intercede, sir? Not being targeted, but it's careless. They don't drive through, so they don't care what happened. I own a boat and care what happened. Yes, I see it. Police will not have problem. Police tell the time that the soldier don't drive through it.
I hear that.
I've lost
and I'm saying,
every week I'm losing patches. It don't make no sense.
I hear that. And I'm saying that is being addressed. Right? But what I want to take a step further, right? If you are being targeted, if you're being treated unfairly.
Not about that target. Don't use that target.
No, I wouldn't call that a target.
Okay.
It's careless.
If you are being inconvenienced by how we are operating, I would like to invite you guys to make the report to our base. So we can do our investigations.
We don't want nobody to get trouble. I just want you to tell them to be careful of consider fishermen. That's all.
Yes,
consider fishermen. You see the patch, take your time and drive through it.
With a weird for the shallow end, man.
Yeah,
that's why it help as well. When these things are reported, we can mark these here, mark these spots. So they can be aware, because I can guarantee sometimes they're not even aware. Right?
I can't tell
we want to gather.
Don't say true.
No, man, sometimes also when the man is sail the boat, man, you know, so they have no experience at all.
Them are weird at the part, because when you go the first time, and you see the whole impact in the ear, the second time you go in, you're supposed to hold out more.
Come on, man.
But as I said,
Nonsense.
we're actively working on trying to, or to be more careful in how we operate.
Right.
So my intent going forward is to reduce the amount of inconveniences to you.
Thank you, sir.
Going forward.
Right.
Yeah. So we want to establish a good working relationship with everybody here. Right. Well, at the end of the day, we're all looking out for each other. We want them to everybody's operating legally, everybody's safe at sea, and there's a livelihood everybody here and for Jamaica. So there is no bad blood. We just want to get things right going forward. Now, thank you for expressing the concern. Right, and it's my promise that going forward with it.
What about having them driving or sailing at a moderate speed out there then?
Yeah.
Right? Just ask them to drive like, I don't know what I call it, that's what. Just ask them to drive at a moderate speed so that they don't destroy, they can see clearly in front of them, so they don't destroy any parts or anything like that. Why don't tell them that?
Yes, that has been the directive that has been passed to the sailors.
And what you can also do, have the fishermen them, whenever that happens to them, everybody, all of them go out there with a phone, right? Take a video of the happenings and present it. That means they have concrete evidence.
That is fine. That's why I'm encouraging the reports to be done. Reports can be done.
Yeah, but sometimes you draw the pot, you know, no time to leave the pot. You go for under your boat, you get out phone out of bucket. You don't have time for that. You already draw your pot already.
It's simple, you know. All they do, the soldiers have to be careful what they're doing out there. In a patch, especially like out here. You see numerous spots, you can see it, all this now. You can't drive willy-nilly through it.
So where the problem is inside.
Most of the time out here. You go along the coast, go at the shadow here. You don't have to drive there. If you come in to check a fisherman, you come in, take your time and come here, you shoot.
You just fall out and you go on up.
So you lose a lot of parts. I lost a lot of parts.
You can hold out and you can hold it.
So we're going to change our approaches, or tailor down a bit in how we do the boarding, in how we are passing by, so as to not affect.
Right.
Yeah, man, I'm just talking about the drive, that's all. We don't have no problem.
When the coast can approach with caution, that's all. You come on a fishing vessel, which is a smaller vessel than your vessel. You can't come full speed and when like him over the gas pump this at them time, right here, so you want to come cool down. Then slam me what there. Slam me on my boat what there. No go over there, so then come from me, don't know who's going to report. As me say, me go over there to make report already, and because of this, me have Mr. Aston, when man, and turn me down. So, me don't get no encouragement to go over there to make a report, because I go to do it already, and I get turned down.
A quick input though. Regards to the speed and all that, I know the speed and excess speed. In terms of the pot, the length of car that they use on the pot, sometimes the pot them tall. The rope. Sometimes the rope them tall down way up there, so with all the clear buckles on it.
It happens because of the current. No, me have to explain. It happens because of the current. Sometimes the current dead light, so the rope have a float. But when the current no light, them is like this. Them not go stand up on the water.
Sometimes you have pots on the outside, not on the inside alone. True. You have pots on the outside of the ocean. That's deep, right?
Yeah.
And some of them not clear. Some of them very clear. The back of them very clear. You can't see.
But once you travel, and you glimpse that image, as if it is a part,
and all while you
just slow down. And all the time you have a seat, but whenever you see it, you just slow down.
All I'm saying, sometimes you something visible. Yes. Sometimes we can see the part. We are red color. Sometimes I have some clear buckles with all the label come off. We can't see that.
Why you believe the clear buckle them are used? At the buckle them are saving more time to find the part.
And to put a 5 gallon
buckle.
And
We want your assistance.
Me fishing night sea. We got albatross, far sea. I know sometimes they put the harbor 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock. We never run over a pot boy. Me do it now. You know why? Guys, when we go, we make sure catch the edge.
You're not going to feel if you run over none, so you're not going to say you're doing it.
Yeah, from me catch the edge, go. Before we can see the thing. Come be no. Albatross, we're going on. Take a ring. All right.
Yeah,
we never run over a pot. One at a time. I never run over a pot. So I travel to America out this road and see. I'm traveling on the deep edge and go everywhere. Never run over a pot boy. Because you know the pot boy will match the engine. Coast Guard not think on that. Because they don't say rip and go. Because the pot boy now start. You know it's chop and go. Yeah. He said, yeah, just rip and go. And then just cancel that away. You see, you know, you can't say if a petrol get over engine, go and mash it up. So
you know what officer I know? You know what officer over there where cap with the Coast Guard boat, you know?
What again?
And me know what officer over there where cap with the Coast Guard boat, but can't see that fisherman, you know? No, man, you hear me say? The marine police, them deal with the thing. Them a deal with it good. Me not give them no bad name. You can't set 100 pot out there. And you have one soldier when me sure about to cap the boat over there. We deal with the thing good. You never see my feeder come through your pot set. I don't know any.
Alright, give me a speech. The topic is caution. That's how we are talking about caution. You know me see in front of me? That man over there. We in one boat. I guess at this man too. The Coast Guard come down and check we. As we are talking about caution, and then come down and check we. And you say right moving from if you go check our next boat. Remember, you know, at the part set this and the part set that. We're talking about caution and the part set. And you know say by moving from the right side of the boat, so they go chop the next buoy right up there, so. And then you know say it's a part set there, you know. And then go right in front of it, then chop it.
No,
they don't take time.
Honestly,
so we can't say they buoy then tall gone out. So I don't remember it's a part set. So you have to look for you pat them right here and right here. Wish Mr. Hallian, whatever one, you know the system and the part set out here. But the system is caution. You know, a part is set this, you know a part is so you know natural set part in the area there. So you just check about this and you see one up here. So you have to move full 100. So next what a drawing part, so you can take time and go check it. Who's and chop it off.
And the next problem is, if we outside there draw the pot, I will see the boat that come up in the pot set from full speed. And I go like this. I go like this and I try to back them up. They feel like I disrespect them. And I disrespect.
You try to signal them to make them know.
You
Say,
bright
easy,
yourself with no,
easy.
them, you bright with them, you go and know from the
You understand me? I say, to them it might feel like a disrespect. Or you try to give them a
I show
caution.
them
It's
some wall
easy.
see. Yeah, tell him wall see.
One coming there yesterday, one coming there say around fast I saw that
You
boat.
know, so then come look for me, you
And
down
when
there,
time
so.
we hold the sound drop at them and then come out then. And the man then turn up in the process, Mr. Fidel asked me.
Enough time in and see them
Man,
and
go
put
away.
them up on the other
They
side, me
stop.
nah go up, man,
And check
come
out them
down
and then I
there.
come up and then every time I go to the man and turn on the sea.
So,
Yeah, man.
I wish this man say, you have some of them with natural caution
Yeah,
on the
man.
system.
Yeah,
And some
man,
do
that's
not
true.
care. None at all.
Some of them contact
And
you very
honestly,
nice.
Oh God,
honestly,
we're rigging
when them
to
stop
there.
and come by,
We
you
see,
know,
we are
and
loose
deal
more
with
than
them.
before we are
Take a
making
good
a
man
see.
in and
Deal with them with
In
us.
everything with the
Yeah,
CBs, the
yeah,
CBs
yeah.
is very
You chop
expensive.
it off by part.
You put
That's
out
the problem we have with it.
$180,000 now and 3-4 days ago see. You get 3 pounds of fish, 4 pounds of fish, like that, and you go here that day and you see 2. Oh look.
Buy again. Buy again, that's it.
So, Officer Brown, I think the problem with the Coast Guard is indiscipline. Indiscipline. So why they keep going through at high speed and distancing the fishermen them? Why? It's indiscipline. That's the problem.
You can't see what you can't inside of them glass house sports yard they answer whether I head of you. Yeah, I must want one big
If you are
ship like
disciplined
yourself.
enough,
You see.
you will proceed with
That's all
caution.
the argument is.
Right? Don't.
Right. It's a matter of just reminding the person.
What is wrong?
Vessels just proceed with caution. It's not a matter in this area. It's two different circumstances. Yeah?
They're not disrespectful.
if you have discipline, you have discipline,
And the big garden, the big garden officer said.
No,
When you want to see that man can put 6 of them up, come give me 2 car pan with the man and chop off. With the big car them, official said. You can't tell me say I shine so much and I see that.
No shine it white.
White car,
White.
big H pan.
Yes, sir.
Big H pan.
No. You can't.
So the man
There's
just
no
walk
caution
them and
with
just
us,
take
man.
time. That's how we need. The rough man, just that's the problem.
Everything is money, and we'll lose those. If we not have gas, we can't go there. No bait, we can't
And
go
when
there.
mountain come, they need money to feed them family. I see so the fisherman need money to feed for them family too. So just beg them to take time in that budget. That's all we need. Alright, here I go. Just that's what we need.
I go see every day. Yeah. Alright, so I go see today. And you check me on my crew when I boat. Alright, idea. Go yard. Do to something. We go in I book it and we left the idea and the lights in our yard. And one more. If tomorrow we check you and we have it. If we can
Good question, sir. Important question.
Yes.
Good question.
Yes.
I never said a fisherman. These 2 persons go to sea and check it today. Tomorrow, me and him come and see. Well, me and him come and see tomorrow. Same boat. And you are going to say to me, say, if we never check it yesterday. And first we are seeing it. Similarly, them can check and see a license today. Me come and see it tomorrow. Me and him come and see it tomorrow. And we don't see eyes. What we must do in that case? You tell me what we must do in that case. Them see yesterday with the license. Tomorrow you forget it. You never hear and forget it. And tomorrow we see it. Discretion of the officer.
Yeah, that's true. And as such, it poses a difficult challenge. When persons steal boat and stuff, carry it elsewhere and operate it without the relevant documentation. You can't present a boat license, you can't present fishing license, and you want time for present. That is a gray area that we try to cover.
Yeah.
So if a man thief a boat or stuff,
That's understandable.
it's basically a leg of the man technically. The man gone. You think he might come back? No.
Yeah, that understandable.
So it's in your interest and benefit that when you're going to sea, I would encourage each and every one of you to make sure you do a float plan. Who's going, where you're going, when you plan to come back, and ensure that you have life jacket, the relevant documentation, that when requested by the Coast Guard, the Marine Police, or Fisheries Inspector, you so do have it on hand to show for various reasons, because a lot of things is happening in our space, and we want to ensure that for your safety, we minimize pirate and all of this, because I'm not going to show you who they really are, and we really can't know if your life's up to date. And sometime I will tell you a number of licenses right here at the Port Morant substation that has not been collected by fishers. And they take the opportunity to show receipt to say, boy, we're licensed already. But even so, we're going up really wrong. It is the onus is on you to ensure to follow. Sometimes you don't submit all the relevant documentation, and hence it takes 2, 3, 4 weeks, a month, or more in order for that document to be processed for you to get back the license. And these are some of the challenges. You might have said, but I do my license, I have the receipt. I don't believe a receipt should generate and given to you until you produce all the documentation. Because when you get that receipt, you're going to say, then when I finish, sit down a yard for 2 weeks till my license ready. I mean, I'm putting them for feed. I'm saying to you that sometimes you fail to produce the relevant documentation so that the license can be generated, both license and fishing license. And until the headquarters get these documentation, it will not be processed.
One of the next thing, that's enough of the license and ID them will pack up in the office. Is the people them, whenever them hear, say a little thing going on for fisherman, we're running. And I come get documents. They come get where fisherman forget a shot where where a shot where the upfront fisherman forget. And as soon as they get it, them just walk and sell it. So then a business come collect the license and the receipt. Honestly, I saw it go.
No, I don't want to stamp out because when them are selling them, hey, that nothing stamp out, I love buy them cheaper.
The man who lose not get nothing, the man who not lose nothing.
No, that nothing cut out. That's not the man who not lose nothing. Then when you get the money.
Yeah, but we will not get more too.
And it's cheaper. And that's why I encourage you to also form yourself into a group, a cooperative. More effective. So some of your concern and your issue that you are venting here now. Through your cooperative, you can write a letter to the National Fisheries Authority expressing your concern, your issues, and we will see how best we can address the concern, the issues that we encounter. So we can work together as a team.
This beach have a problem. 3 times me involved in a car, I try farm carp, and my money just burn up and gone. It just run part time and just end and nothing more. 3 times. One at the time I find myself I have to throw a fee for man because I want to continue. 3 times. 3 times. And it happened from Carlos was here. So I don't know if I do again. The only thing we can do is join license or marriage.
You're right, that's right. You're doing something right because the cooperative, they are subject to auditing as well. Yeah? So it's not just a group just farm and without anything at all. Subject to auditing where and monthly meeting should be taking place.
Right.
Where your concern, your issue, and a minute should be read. What happened at the last meeting? How much is in the kitty?
Right.
How the money been spent? How it's been used? But sometimes you, the fishers, don't have time to even have meeting. Too busy going to see or look out at the business.
We try it.
Yeah?
And we find time for it. We find time for it. Right now, when I last individual where I collect my money, still about here. We try it. But I rather go join, go our next week go join it, go and even involved right here, so. Where I'm home ground. Right now. Because 3 times me try it here. Me try 3 times. I lose my money 3 times.
Why me in poor donut in one go with the ice water and some sanitary cup.
Be sure and make sure that you have the relevant documentation, the relevant license. I take this opportunity to remind you to ensure that you have the relevant license, authorization, and permit to engage in fishing and the type of fishing that you do.
Yeah.
The condition is on the license, what you're supposed to be fishing. Nowadays, I noticed the trend where spear fishers use the spear gun to shoot lobster, and then they explain to me, them who don't know say it's a buried lobster or it's an undersized lobster until they retrieve it. I want to remind you, it is illegal to kill, harm any of these species and land it. whether it be undersized or a buried lobster, be mindful person who use the spear fish. The spear. There are other methods that can be used. There are other methods that can be used, such as there is a, I don't remember the name, but they have something that they use to hold the lobster. Yeah? They squeeze it together, it hold the lobster, you retrieve the lobster. You can see that if it's buried underside also and release it back. The objective, you don't want to kill out the breed or kill the species. You have another net thing that they use to sort of guide them into as well. So if you use spear, you can consider using these if you don't have boat and trap for use. We have to use other method to minimize killing the species unnecessarily. Because when you shoot it, it's done dead already. You know? What you do? If you carry it in, you can be charged. You throw it where you're killing all
one
the breed.
question.
Yes, sir.
Like now with the junior the lobster season.
Yeah.
For instance, we go on net sea.
Yeah.
And you catch a lobster and the lobster damage you, if you throw him over, he's not going to live. He's not going to survive and you're coming with it. You still got to jail.
Show it back.
Yeah, I'm under accident.
So, everybody going to use, give me an alibi, and I'm not going to accept those alibi. Or they will deliberately damage it. So tell me, say, boy, pass it, must damage, so maybe show it back.
Give me one spot. The next fisherman, you go out there and catch lobster in the night. You can't take him out in the night. Out of sea.
That's when you're coming.
When you are coming in the night.
Yeah.
And if in the net, coming. And you hook up with him in the net. What would happen?
Well, based on your explanation, we can use discretion. Discretion can be exercised based on the circumstance. So if I saw so example, you're coming in, we stop you, we check your boat, and I observe your lobster in the net.
Yeah.
It's left to my discretion now that this is fair enough, that reasonable that it was get caught up in the net, you might never see it. But if I saw it into a container or an igloo, that's telling me you have an intention. That is not accident because you would have thrown it back.
Yeah, that is true.
So if I see it in the net caught up, then it's a discretionary will be you exercised there. Or should be exercised in such a situation like that.
Yeah.
Because if you catch it accidentally, it should be released, free and armed, and unearthed, right?
Yeah.
But if I see it in some container, then it's tell me otherwise that you have an intention.
Yeah.
It must be thrown back, free and armed, right? Okay. We're trying to preserve the species and the breed.
We know that.
And that is the objective. And we want you to help us. Just voluntarily help assist us to maintain. So we can have them next week, next month, next year, and for the next generation to come. Have to preserve it. But some tell me, say, boy, them have to back then look your gas money if you go back and see because they don't make no catch. Alright, look here, man. Alright. We have to think about tomorrow.
Alright, you decide. That's some bad picture. Alright. The government of Jamaica people help me now with my net is for the past 6 years done that in a terrorist market. So they don't make a man feed you know. I'm not going to work here and kill the man in it. And then come back then and know. As we set in it, and we see them we have to take up because we not catch a fish. We not catch a fish a pay up man.
Not that true.
6 years and more now them are giving this problem. I mean I tell you say,
and turn over I pass them to him, but I believe they're not going to pass something so.
Number one,
We can't do nothing to them, them that wildlife. You have to live with that.
Wildlife?
Yeah, like you can't shut them up and shoot them and then we take away from them.
Clear here to you for sure.
Wildlife that.
Be mindful that the law makes provision for a lot of things. And if you fail to adhere to the condition of your license, if you fail to adhere to the condition of your license, it can be revoked, cancelled, or suspended. I want you to know, if you fail to follow the condition of your license that is stipulated, it can be revoked, suspended, or cancelled. As well, your boat can be seized. Equipment anything that you use to commit an offense can and may be seized. I want you to be mindful. Pay close attention to the condition of your license. Because most of you get the license, look on it and say, all right, I feel near the pan it, and that's as far as it goes. You don't pay no attention to the condition that is on it, what you're supposed to be doing, and how you're supposed to be doing, and where you're supposed to be fishing. Pay close attention to these, gentlemen. Compressor is another issue, sore point. We do not issue license to anybody. You must request permission to use compressor. Compressor is not a banned equipment. It is regulated. You must have permit to use it. Too much of our fishers either injure or die as a result of the compressor.
Now that better enough for them population.
Sighting, but we want to understand that it is a business and we should treat it as a business. But you contribute significantly to this economy. Significantly.
The Coast Guard and the Marine, what are they for? Not to serve and protect?
Yes.
I can remember one time we faced problem. The gear mash up in my engine, and I have to paddle until I can come in a phone reach. Like after 2 minutes in a phone reach, first person I call is the officer. He contact over Bowden until he give me the number. And me and them start contact from over there. My vendor them here, I put credit to my phone, that me can keep up and talk with them. And from after 2, them have me a spin me until after 11 when my brother come and see, come find me. The next morning, at that time one of them a call and a ask me if me alright. Them a tell me, them reach the state of them a ask me, me not see 2 ships a pass. That time, at them time, me a hear the TV a playing at the background. And I say, man, you're really wicked. So, from after 2, me tell them say me dey on drift. I wanna tell me say wanna come if me not see ship on a base on there.
I ask me how you're wrong, you should have said you find one bale at work. All of them out there. Everyone out there.
True.
Yeah, you see
all of them have difficulty there.
That has happened, but I'm kind of sure JDF, Marine Police, they are committed because there are a number of instances. This might have been a one-off situation, but I've known of number of instances that have taken place that they have responded and would have rescued a number of persons who making their way from Pedro to White House and other beaches and would have find themselves in difficulty, and it's the JDF and the Marine Police would have responded and assisted them. So this might have been an unfortunate one-off situation, which, you know, things do happen.
The last phone call me make, him me call. And him could have taken him engine, guard the machine shop with it, go rectify, and leave and come find me. And you have me tell me, say you, if you look, if you see this, and if you look from after 2 until after 11 I hear the TV that me pick up and realize that yesterday. Not good enough. Remember, you know, at the same person that when you see sometime where you say, give me a dinner fish, no?
Yeah.
I respond to you because we are all one. You understand what I say?
Yeah.
You
So
will
when
think
you find this
about
man in there, he's dead.
No, we know that dead man kind of weather, harder weather come on, man. This hell, see more hell that we did in our boat today. Yeah, that's not good enough.
Yeah. And that's why I think we're good to do a float plan. The float plan give us an idea. So you would left where it's state where you're going, when you're gone, and when you expect to come back. So you left that float plan with a family member, the Coast Guard, Marine Police, even the Fisheries Office. So it will say where you're going, when you expect to come back, and who you have with you. So if you say, boy, I got drunk about it fine, I may come back next week Wednesday. Next week Wednesday come and we don't see you come back. We know where you're gone. We have an idea. We know when you're gone as well. But sometimes what I find out is that you might have buck up little fish and end up get caught up and stray.
Yeah, but the matter is this. No, me reaching a phone reach when me make the call. Me believe to the most safe person.
Yeah.
Them will come save me.
Yeah.
And them turn me around, them not come help me. Who come help me and who take up him engine, go machine shop in the hours of evening, go fix it, and could have come and see, come find me in the hours.
The Coast Guard is committed to serving and to protect. I can share something now. There is an active SAR case going on. Person guards about 12 miles south of Bowden, and we are towing them back to safety. Once there's a report given to us about a distress, any assistance required, we are committed and are always responding to the distress. So I'm not aware of that situation, but I want to just reassure and guarantee everybody here, we can tell anybody else, that we are committed to assisting as best as we can. Regardless of time, regardless of weather conditions, the boat can't make it, you will see a helicopter. The helicopter can't make it, you will find something else. Right? People is meant something else that can make it. But the point I'm trying to get at, there is no way there's going to be a distress report that's brought to our attention and there's nothing done about it. That will not happen.
It happened.
Nope.
You know, so the thief pointed up my yard 2021 and I got Morant, he was so on.
So what?
Thief pointed up my yard 2021 and I got Morant, he was sick, the hinge with the man. And when I come about, I reported. I was the policeman and then Dennis, here by the phone, and like our next policeman, they said, "Don't tell us and then no action for 3. And the civil man never hinge back in. Nobody no move.
But that's a different situation, and I can't speak that. I'm speaking to life and safety at sea. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh,
it's a different situation.
Oh, okay.
So we are committed. I just want to reassure everybody here.
Yes, sir. One question to you, say life and safety. If you have your life jacket out and you don't have it on, you can't get charged. Anything I vessel? Or fisheries?
Currently, there is nothing in law that says you must or you are required to have it on. But it must be available in the boat. Vest must be available for each and every person, individual and board.
Sometimes it's uncomfortable to work.
Yes, so because that's a part of it. Some person, because they want a boat license, they meet all the requirements. But going out to sea, you check some of them, they don't have it.
Honestly,
and if you don't have it,
in the boat, but I'm not really weird, because uncomfortable for work. Uncomfortable. Some man, we know they don't have it.
Any dispute at sea among yourself, even and
you mean your crew member?
No, man.
If you're a crew member, it must be reported.
When you say among yourself, what do you mean? I don't understand.
All right, so you go there. Example. A team of fishers. Say, boy, you have some fishermen when you go out and let's see another fisherman are coming in. So when they see this man come in, then decide, so them I go out there. So I'm go out there now and a fishing in the region where him think this man gets rich. So this man go out there back and him and say, yo,
I mean, they have some
my space this, you know. I say, boy, nah man, they fish anywhere, man.
And boat start bounce up boat.
So this one now decides, say, I push the other boat with theme boat. The other one take a paddle and slap this one in a yes corner. And a fight start.
Yeah, man, because y'all tell man, they have their own ground out there.
No, there's no. Once you on the south shelf, so your license would state fish for the following fish: finfish and lobster. 100 lobster per trip. In the following area: the north shelf, the south shelf, the Morant and Bank, right? So it states exactly where you're supposed to and what you're supposed to be fishing. Right? So if a man decides, boy, you want to war with you, walk him out. Nobody fight. And if you need, for whatever reason, you have any dispute, report it to the Marine Police as well as fisheries. Ensure that you get a receipt that it has been reported. Because too often these things happen and no report whatsoever has been made. until after a week or 2 weeks after, yeah, you hear say, boy, this is that I see and this stack come off and all sort of something. Crew member, I've seen it. That man like you, really a long years, you know. Remember that we declare this era sanctuary, Bowden Fish Sanctuary.
I hope so, man. Because the whole harbor,
Was there.
out there.
Demarcate?
No, no,
It was not
no, no. But put themselves over that side.
Out there now, man.
No, man. No, never there before. First mark will come in and do it out there now. Yeah.
Jamaica government, no fishing.
Whole harbor, whole company.
Just a couple months just to bring you up to speed so that
From
you
out of
don't
the
find
green line.
yourself inside where they don't want you to fish. That's why they demark.
But they complete potential.
Yeah, because it put up on the window there for a charge.
Alright, we can have another meeting about it, but that's something that we generally, whenever we are going to do something, we always consult with fishers.
Right.
So, agree on the boundary, where to fish, where not to fish. So, anytime we catch a man in there,
Yeah.
we just take him boat, revoke him license, and just tell him to go plant corn or something up in the roof.
And that has
See a ministry.
And if we find him back out at sea again, then you know exactly
That
who's
is
starting
sin,
out.
still, man. You can't warn him and give him a second chance. That is sin. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Any further questions?
Man, you want to tell the coast guard and take the stop drive and cut off the man and fish back.
Yes, sir.
Any more questions for JDF?
We're not have a problem. The only problem we have is just cut it. We don't have a problem. Because stop and deal with us, then deal with us.
We are asking them to drive a little further, see. Out of the country.